Okay, so today we're going to do something different. I'm not going for a scripted video. All you're just going to get unadulterated, raw, horrible takes from me on the Borderlands game series. So recently I did a video on the Borderlands series, mainly Borderlands 1, 2, and 3. I didn't do the spin-offs, which is the prequel, which kinda isn't really a spin-off, and Tiny Tina Wonderlands. So this week I decided to include these games into the video, mainly because I didn't cover them before and they are technically part of the series, even though I kinda don't count them. So we're gonna go through all the series in chronological order. Which chronological order? Release order or storyline order? Let's go with storyline order. So if I'm not mistaken, that would be Borderlands 1, the prequel, Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina Wonderlands between Borderlands 2 and 3. And I have no idea where the new from Borderlands and where these two fall. Tales from the Borderlands, and actually, let's be real, I haven't played these. Maybe I'll visit them. These are the Telltale games, right? Are these still about? Didn't Telltale's like close off and shut down or whatever, and all their games are like blocked or something? You can't get their games anymore? Can't remember. Either way, we're gonna do Borderlands 1 first. I replayed this a couple weeks ago. It's a fun game. It is pretty mundane in the sense of, look at this world. Obviously this is a remastered, so it looks way better than the original, but it's still so bleak and bland. But this is the aesthetic that we're going for, especially for the first game, because this is a wasteland, and that's what this game originally was. You're in a wasteland. It's supposed to be kind of like a Mad Max themed world, and the game does hit that on the head. It does that perfectly with this game. Everything is so rusty and old, and it looks Mad Max, and that's great. So the game does stick to that, and also gotta remember, this is the first of the series. And with it being the first of the series, I'll be very, very lenient with how I rank this game. I'm not going to be strict and be like, oh well, this game doesn't have this feature and that feature. It's the first of the series, but it's a really good game for what it is. And I felt like the developers hit the mark on exactly what I wanted to do with this game. However, I will say that the lack of story is a main reason why I don't rate it very highly. Even though I'm giving it leeway, the fact that the story isn't the best, not even the best, but there's not really much of a story. You can argue, well, you know, it has some story, there's narrative, so it's a story, but I wouldn't give it that. That would be very generous. That'd be very generous of me or anyone to say, oh, this game has a story. But the combat, look at this. Even for a game that came out in 2008, the combat is still pretty fun. I want to be lenient with the movement and the gunplay, but I hate the movement in this game. How do I put this politely? Because I don't hate all of them, but I do dislike the fact that so many of the games don't have Mantle. Mantle was such a game changer in Borderlands 3. But yeah, let's not worry about that. Let's not bring that up. So what do we say about Borderlands 1? The first game in the series. The godfather of looter shooters. RPGs. What do we think? I'm thinking A. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Next up, we have the prequel. The pre-sequel. So this would have been before Borderlands 1 then. Oh well. We'll just roll with it. Okay, so we have the pre-sequel. This one is interesting. I'll be honest with you. For some reason, this game was one of the hardest for me to get engaged in. I tried my best, but I don't know. It just doesn't hook me. The concept seems cool with the space, the moon, and all this like stuff where you need to put on this O2, the oxygen. It seems cool, but it feels very inconvenient. None of the main cast is very interesting to me, except when we have Jack. But yeah, something about this game just doesn't hook me as easily as the others. Like, it seems very I just don't see the point in the O2. It seems it is gimmicky, but the combat feels good. It plays like a Borderlands game. It feels like Borderlands 2. Feels like a DLC for Borderlands 2. That's how I should put it. Sometimes the combat is fun to me, other times it's just not fun. Maybe what it is I truly dislike the whole space oxygen thingy. I don't know why they did it. I'm glad they never brought it back. It feels like it should be like a map specific thing, and it is, but it doesn't feel like it should be a whole game type of feature. The secondary thing, which is the story, is actually pretty good because it plays off of the hype of Borderlands 2 that introduced Handsome Jack. But yeah, if you played Borderlands 2, this is really what this is. It's just a Borderlands 2 DLC. That's how I categorize this, the prequel. A story DLC that they just happened to make into its own game. We're gonna put this in rank B. Actually, yeah. It took me too long to be engaged into this game. Okay, so we're gonna put Borderlands the prequel in rank B, mainly because it just doesn't grab me the way I want it to. No diddy. Okay, so we have Borderlands 2. This, chef's kiss. Gameplay, improvement, incredible from Borderlands 1. Story, massive improvement from Borderlands 1, obviously. I would put Borderlands 2 top of rank A. Okay, so we're gonna put Borderlands 2 top of rank A. This is just the Game of the Year edition of Borderlands 1, if I'm not mistaken. So next up, we have Tiny Tina Wonderland. I can't remember exactly if this released before Borderlands 3 or after. Okay, so Tiny Tina Wonderlands actually came out after Borderlands 3, which is surprising. Something about I know exactly why I don't like Tiny Tina Wonderlands. Mainly it's the story and the weapons. The skill tree, kind of so-so. So the story, it's a spin-off, so I'll give it a leeway, but it's actually my least favorite story in the whole series. Even though I'm not a big fan of the prequel, the gameplay, the story isn't bad. The gameplay in Tiny Tina Wonderlands is actually pretty good, mainly because it's Borderlands 3 gameplay, and I actually really like Borderlands 3 gameplay. Tiny Tina Wonderland story, not it. The weapon variety, horrid. For a Borderlands game, it's horrible. Gameplay, Borderlands 3 gameplay, pretty damn good in my opinion. Antagonists, that's why I'll just put Tiny Tina Wonderlands in the could do without this category. Maybe I just didn't really want to enjoy this game, but nothing about the game really is enjoyable to me, especially for the standards I've set for a Borderlands game. And even worse is that it came out 3 years after Borderlands 3. It's a spin-off, and you know, Tiny Tina is a popular character, so I see why they took advantage of her popularity to make a spin-off, but it's just not as interesting as one would hope. We have Borderlands 3. Gameplay is good, story is good, DLCs are good, but I'm not even considering the DLCs. So the story is and I'm being very lenient with in my opinion. I could do without the story in Borderlands 3, but it's so hard carried by everything else. The replayability, the guns, the gameplay, everything about Borderlands 3, except in the story, is A1. So we have Borderlands 3, top of A rank. That's how I'm ranking the Borderlands series. So we have Borderlands 3, top of A rank. Borderlands 2, 2nd in A rank, Borderlands 3rd. The prequel, B ranked. And I could do without Tiny Tina Wonderlands. I'm sure everyone who played it had deleted it from their memory. It's not a bad game, but it's just not up to standards with what you would expect from the Borderlands series. If you agree with me, I appreciate it. Leave a like button. If you disagree with me, hit the dislike button. And leave a comment as to why you disagree with me. Maybe you're not valid. Maybe your opinion is biased. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.